All right. Yorion land destruction, chat. How do we kill lands in Standard? Well, there's two primary ways. The first is Star of Extinction here. Destroy target land. Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature and Planeswalker. The second is Haphazard Bombardment. When this enters play, select 4 non-enchantment permanents you don't control and put aim counters on them. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more permanents don't have aim counters on them, destroy one of them at random. So Haphazard Bombardment is a triple Stone Rain over the course of a few turns. One of the other things that's really sweet about Haphazard Bombardment is that multiple bombardments work together. So after the first bombardment's destroyed 3 lands, you'll play the second one. The second one will then destroy 4 lands, assuming you pick 4 other lands. T-Master Ray, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Welcome back. So let's, we got a bunch of sweepers in here to try and stay alive. Let's play some games and see how it goes. This might be, and I don't say it lightly, the worst deck you've ever played. Those are some tall fighting words there, Maddie. Those are Yarok plus Haphazard Bombardment does work the way you want it to, yes, if you want to try and build a 4-color deck. Someone asked about Stream Decker. Stream Decker works. I'm looking at it working right now. See you in a bit, Slayer. The non-cardboard live one was Deckmaster. I should really see if Deckmaster updated, because I like that Deckmaster lets you see the board state on mobile. Although Deckmaster probably doesn't support companions and mutate, I would bet, so it's probably not an option anymore. Hopefully Cardboard Live adds the ability to see the board state on mobile sometime soon. I have a job and a family to support. You can't keep doing this to me. Listen, don't act like you didn't appreciate that tag on Twitter, April. Look at how skillful I am, Matthew. The Shuffler knew they were playing Land War Elves, so it gave us Deafening Clarion. Clarion, my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are gone. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. I did actually pay someone to help me fork Deckmaster, but then COVID happened and all of my spare time just disappeared. And like adding new features like mutate and like companions to it is a lot of work. Yeah, probably Naya Winota here. One of the downsides, and not that I'm complaining, but because my job wasn't impacted by COVID at all, I basically just have no free time. In addition to working, we're also trying to make sure we're doing school stuff with the kids. So basically, any time I had past work previously is now gone.
Maybe I'll hang on to these. That's all right with you.
I would love a Fae of Wishes. I choose these 4 permanents. I love the little roulette animation where it just goes spin, 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 kill. Spin, 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 kill.
Little power can go a long way.
Little power can go a long way. It's beautiful. Do-do-do. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Those are some tiny enchantments and a huge saga, ain't that the truth? Goodbye, friends. Do 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 beep boo do 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 beep 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 do do do. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. Looks like a good land to blow up. Looks like a wonderful land to blow up. I appreciate Slayer letting us display what killing all of their lands looks like. Alright, I appreciate them. Oh, by the way, for those that didn't catch it, the win condition in our deck, there's 2 copies of Clear the Mind in our sideboard. Our win condition is definitely shuffling our graveyard back into our deck and decking our opponent. I will not be attacking with Yorion at their life total this league. We might have Yorion attack Planeswalkers. I reserve the right to attack Planeswalkers with Yorions. I promise to you, however, I will not attack their life. This is a promise I make to you. Thank you for the 2/3 of a year, Razor Rocks. Our opponents are allowed to concede at any point. We don't have any Planeswalkers left with our Stars of Extinction. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. That's the plan, at least. That's the way we drew it up. This card's great, by the way. This deck does direct damage to the opponent's soul. That's an app summary. Am I supposed to play Fae of Wishes? I think so. Probably should have played it last turn. We could be dead here, yeah. My Winota. Do 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 do. Pew 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 pew. Spank Weasel. You for the 13 months. Brick. That's not a brick, chat. That's not a brick. The old turn 4, how much? How much? No blocks. The old -62 on turn 4. You know, both teams tried. Both teams tried their hardest. The old attack for 80 on turn 4, no big. No big. Now what? This match has been sweet. I got to destroy them. They got to destroy us. I'm on the play here for game 3. This has been an emotion-filled match, chat. And in the current climate in which we live, don't you just want to feel something? I'm just looking to feel something. That's why you play Magic. So I can feel something. Dopamines, please, right? Goodbye, friends. Haven't felt anything in over 20 years. What's it like? You've destroyed too many lands. You've destroyed too many lands. Really, really need a copy of Ixalan's Bind to deal with this one, huh? This card's so good against these sweeper heavy control decks. You want me to Yorion for no value? Nah, I think I want a Dawn of Hope. Yeah, I can make soldiers. I'll get the jump block here, gain a life, pay 2, draw a card, which is nice. My Winota. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Survey says. That's a Hectos. Destroying their lands is like ramping, something like that. I think we needed to hit this a turn sooner, unfortunately. We're gonna be a little bit too far behind with this Clothis and the Sonata Vanguard. Yeah, Storm's Wrath does not kill Hectos here, notably, because it's protection from 2. Oh, I guess this is okay, actually, huh? At least have a blocker here. They have another Winota we're probably done for, though. Going to 6. Yeah, the turn where we didn't have the 6th land to have Haphazard Bombardment that could have made them stumble. Okay. We're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hands. We'll make it, I swear. So I can, like, search for Azcanta plus Storm's Wrath. But then I'm going to 1 from the Clothis plus the Vanguard. So it doesn't really feel like I have much of a shot here. I could have Bombardment and tried to high roll, that's fair. Was that a misclick? Did they just make an oopsie?
Have ourselves a peek, you know, like you do.
Okay, I mean... It's not much, but it's the play we've got. Let's leave us dead to Clothis. No, Clothis is only 2. We're dead to Clothis in 2, but we're not dead to Clothis immediately. We're on the 0 outer though, right? They play this, and then they have 2 either way, and we can't draw an answer to both. Yeah, even with their misclick letting the Vanguard die, we still just got it. And I feel like that really highlights some of the strengths of the Naya Winota deck against these sweeper-based control decks. Between Legion, Warboss, and Domri and Vanguard, they just really give us a hard time. This deck would kill for Timely. Timely reinforcements will be really good in this deck when that gets printed, yeah. It'll actually be really interesting to see if Timely reinforcements could actually feels like it could actually be a potentially dangerous add to this format. Like, I wonder, is Timely going to give these greed decks that have been overbearing in Standard the tool they need to beat back the aggro decks that have been keeping this format in check? Yeah, good game, Slayer. Good luck with the rest of your set. Timely is super powerful. Will Grawl be fast like it's Yeah, it's a big question. Yeah, I agree, Cube April. I feel like Timely was solving a problem the format didn't have. Yeah, Timely's a really good card. Hey, Smite Lord. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Hey, Toya. Welcome back for the half a year. Yes, Timely will be very good in the Luca Agent decks, for sure. Alright, found another creature deck. If our deck full of like 16 sweepers loses to 2 creature decks in a row, it probably deserves to be retired. Is that a fair take? Is Sphere of Safety legal? What set is that in? And then, so because most of our sideboard's a Wish package, we have 6 non-Wish cards in our sideboard and 4 Dispute and 2 Veto. Because our main deck is theoretically built to beat aggro. But that so far has not been feeling like the case. Thanks for the very generous Tier 3 protagonist. I appreciate the 21 months. Welcome back. At 21 months, I've run out of witty things to say. Think I'm keeping this with Clarion. Yeah, I don't understand how our opponent was able to overcome our card advantage in that last game. I'm gonna have to submit it to Magic Twitter for investigation. See what those experts think. Come on! Untapped land! 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 Come on, Poppy! I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. This was better than missing. To set a low bar, drawing this was better than missing. Oh, they didn't have a play, chat. They didn't have a play. Whew! Whew! You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Do 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 do. Listen, I'm not saying that copying Whirlwind of Thought was an optimal play, but I am saying it's the play that I'm definitely making here. I am saying that it's definitely the play I'm about to make. Magic is an incredibly skill-based game, and the better player always wins. No, come back! I wasn't done destroying your lands, opponent. I wasn't done destroying your lands. Come back. That's the worst part about playing this deck, is our opponents always concede before we can kill all of their lands. We need opponents who have more tenacity, or can put up with what we got going on. All right, need a red source here and a couple of draws. Swish, swish, chat, swish. Alright, so we're gonna get an 0-4 to block the turn before we get to sweep, and then we get to gain 2 life, so maybe we could survive here. Their hand is very good on the play. They are on the can never beat a Clarion plan, so hopefully we draw a Clarion. Well, you know. That's the downside to this card, right? Like, we're less likely to have our Clarion. Couldn't play out Fae. If I could have played out Fae, I agree I would have. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna give it one more shot. I would like to blow up some more lands. I'm gonna rejoin. I do this for you, chat. I'm doing this for you, okay? Hey, one man cold. Thanks for the quarter view. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I know your desire to destroy lands has not been sated yet. So I'm gonna queue it back up for you all. Cause I'm a man of the people, chat. You didn't win, but you made your opponent unhappy, and that's what's truly important. Oh, ain't that the God's honest? If that ain't the God's honest truth, I don't know what is. It's got sweet Slither sleeves. I should use these sleeves more. They're great. So we'd like to draw lands for the next 4 turns. We should put a land in our wish board for how often we need them. That's probably not a terrible idea, actually. Whew! Stuck the landing. Would Mind Stone be helpful? It's a good thought. Yeah, I like, because, like, that's a way we can, Mind Stone's a way we could get to our sweepers a turn sooner and not die against Scroll, maybe? Alright, well, I mean, like, as far as, like, non-land draws go, that was towards the top, right? I wish, upon a star, Ready to get some cards going here? If we were gonna fit Mind Stone in here, what would we cut? Probably like Dawn of Hope, 2 Mirrormade, and an Ixalan's Binding. Or like Dawn of Hope, 1 Mirrormade, an Ixalan's Binding, and a Storm's Wrath. It's probably not unreasonable. I feel like one of these is a cheeky thing to copy. This for cheap is probably fine. You put in Teferi. Teferi's probably worth playing too. Just play more good cards, right? Teferi bounces your Haphazard Bombardment too to like put it back down again. Hand's pretty decent. Yeah, it's just straight good with Yorion as well. It's true. Teferi and Mind Stone both sound like good additions. Teferi flashes in your sweepers too. Yeah, if you don't have fires, but if you have fires, you probably don't need that upside. Getting Birth going ASAP against Azcanta Vanguard sounds great. Stop tooting the bee. People are gonna redonate for it, but I like money. Clothis, plenty scary here eventually, but for the time being, there's nothing in graveyard, so you can't exile. That'll change next turn, though. We'll see if they winnow to us here. If they winnow to us, we'll get to Shatter next turn, which is nice. I would love a Fires of Invention. Thank you for asking. I don't think I'm Clarioning this board. I think we're just going to Whirlwind. It means Birth gained them too instead of us. Is an interesting way to look at it. Idyllic Tutor. Yes, Idyllic Tutor could fetch Ixalan's Binding. And then, how do we feel about... It's a Haphazard Rubber. Do I just cast Yorion this turn? I think we cast Yorion. This gives me a good blocker for Adonto. How does Haphazard on Vanguard work again? It works the way we want it to. Just for reference. Yeah, Yorion blinking fires to cast something after is part of the reason why this deck's so good in Standard. Bentrion, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. For the good of chat, I'll burn my money for a red-white land destruction run back later. Do you want, like, this Jeskai again, or do you have a red-white variation you're going to submit? Yeah, they have to pay before the trigger resolves, is how it works. So they either pay for every turn, or eventually it dies. I think this needs to be a defensive bombardment. So I think we need to go pick you. And we'll start going after their white sources here. Spin to win. Spin to win. You love things you love to see, chat. Things you love to see. And I promise not to reduce their life total to 0, but I am going to give them a 4 here. Yes! I knew it, chat. I knew it. We're on the scoreboard. As far as I'm concerned, our deck's undefeated. We can just rewrite history and pretend that first league never happened. This hand's probably bad, right? Like, the colors of mana aren't great. There's no fires. There's no cheap sweeper. That sounds much better. Hey, Zenity, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. That's a little scary. Hey, good game, Zenity. Good luck in the rest of your constructed event. What is in their hand? They cycle the second fox instead of playing it? Are they like blue-white cycling? Oh, there's another tip. Jeskai worked. Sorry. No problems, Ventron. I appreciate the support. Named Yorion Sky Nomad. Clarion, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are gone. I actually really don't think this card is very playable in this format. It might be playable alongside Kite Sail Freebooter in 4-color decks, 4-color humans, but without being able to look into their hand, it's just not good. Hey, I have a question for people that were paying attention. The judges that overturned and said Wisconsin needed to reopen, did they conduct that ruling in person or did they do it remotely working safely from home? I didn't look and see if they... Did they do it, or is that for sure, for reals? They did it remotely. Of course they did. Red, white, Winota. Sounds good, Super Lee. Bars were packed in some areas last night too. It's gonna be... Maybe the scientists are wrong. Maybe things are gonna be okay a month from now. And the deciding vote was a judge that was voted out a few weeks ago. When do they lose their seat? When does the new person take over? Don't
worry, I got you.
Goodbye, friends. Yeah! Look at us flipping the blue sources here. Drooping Fig, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Did the second round of stimulus checks get beat? I have no idea. I haven't followed any of that, Mikey. Carafe, thanks for the 11 months. If I'm being honest, I haven't been staying super on top of political stuff recently. It's draining, chat. Since the primary ended, and since I'm mostly not leaving my house anymore anyways, like, it's tough to keep up as much as it's exhausting. There's just too many hateful and stupid people out there. Yes, correct, Teneriel. So, if you play a second bombardment and then there's 5 things with counters on them, 2 of them will die next turn. Republicans promise to block all future stimulus unless they add a part to the bill making corporations not liable for worker safety or deaths from COVID. They're actually just cartoon villains. It's disgusting. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Revelry. Welcome back. Yeah, sadly, nothing's unbelievable anymore. There is a comic book where Lex Luthor became president. People are like, that would never happen. Yep. What was it, all the Simpsons timeline? MIQ shifted an hour. What does that mean, Maddie? It's starting an hour later? Or an hour earlier? Do you have a link to that? I'm planning to play that on Saturday. named Deafening Clarion. That seems smart, because my thing lives through Clarion. I think I'm playing the untapped land here so I can cycle the Triome. At least in the comic books, the government made Lex give up LexCorp when he became president. Well, you know, comic books are works of fiction. You should understand they're nothing like real life. Absorb. Okay. Interesting. Was not expecting a counterspell there. In real life, the villains win more frequently. Ain't that the sad truth? Alright, so they're missing land drops. So let's just bombard them here. I think I'm gonna put one on the Fox here too, just so it doesn't kill me by mistake down the line. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. So, like, there's a right play and there's a fun play here. Do I just copy the bombardment and kill two of their things? Or do I, like, Ixalan's binding the Fox? I'm probably supposed to Ixalan's binding the Fox, right? I probably win with the fun play still, though, so I'm gonna do that. Hey, Marcho, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Glandia. Hope you're having a great Thursday wherever you're at in the world. They didn't want to play Magic with us anymore, chat. Come back. Come back. I wasn't done killing your lands. Wasn't done killing your lands, opponent. The Red Bull tournament for Saturday has broken 4,100 players on Magic Arena. What's the record for largest Grand Prix? It's in like the 6,000 range, right? Does anybody know offhand? What's the number? A link to the Twitter post I just put up, yep. I tweeted a picture of the Red Bull event and said maybe consider adding prizes past top 8 to this. I think it's right to pin the bombardment there and keep my guaranteed lands and fires. That's pretty good. Just like Grixis aggro. I'm watching for half a year now. Finally decided to subscribe again to show my support. Thanks for the 2 months, Gilbert. I appreciate that. Hope you're staying safe out there wherever you're at. That is a big, big dumb dino, chat. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Opponent's archetype's really sweet. If you haven't seen it before, it's one of the many historic decks that's up on my website. Played it a number of times on stream. I mean, do you think I rooted targets in historic? Not really, Mezzy. Well, poop. Interested in a cut after this. Always. Flash Rat. Yeah, I love it. Slither Wisp is great. You forgot Drown Catacombs in your mana base, but I can add that. Yeah, that sounds fine. I can give it a quick once-over, Scholar. The mutate mechanic's a lot of fun. I wish it was a little bit more competitive than it was in Standard. You don't understand that block? Well, you see, I'm dead to this. We can't win. It doesn't matter. I'm playing Rakdos, Luris, aggro with the 77% win rate across. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what win rates look like when we get the ladder back. As someone who plays a lot of these historic constructed events, the average match quality can definitely vary pretty wildly in terms of people. Yeah, they're all over the place. There's a lot of really competitive decks, but there's also a lot of like random starter decks and other stuff too. In case there is any doubt in your mind that the current Trump administration is incredibly incompetent, in addition to being incredibly racist, listening to this person give testimony is kind of chilling. I think I'm probably better off keeping Double Sweeper here rather than Binding. Binding's like marginally better against Croxa if they get it out, but keeping the board in check's probably more ideal. Keeping 2 of these is also good in case they bring in like Duress post board. Hey, Scholar, thanks for the absurd tip. I appreciate it as always. And play some blue-black Flash after this in Historic. Would you consider the Nyx Bloom Ancient if you came up with a playable list? Maybe, I don't know. Nyx Bloom Ancient is really more of an EDH card in Standard and Historic in like these 60 card formats or 80 card formats, depending on how you think about them. The effect that it's giving you is just like worse than other things. Like, it's just like, it's kind of just like a worse Nissa. Like, Nissa is the most... Nissa is the most direct comparison, like a card that provides similar RAM. Of course, Hawa. They made Biff the president. I feel like I know that name from somewhere, but who is Biff? It's a TV character, right? Back to the Future. Okay, right. Maybe I'm supposed to just play Yorion there. I don't know. I feel like trading my Storm's Wrath for their thing right away has value, though, because they have so much discard in their deck. Alright, we were appropriately dismantled there. Alright, we're 2-1 in this set. Can firmly stamp exceeds expectations on here. Let's see if we can get one or two more good ones in before we move along, shall we? Hey, Ramius. Good morning. No, I've rewritten history. The first league we owed to no longer exists. History is written by the victors, chat. I heard Bill Barr say that in an interview. When do the new Historic cards come out? 1 week from today, the new Historic Anthology releases, and 9 days from today will be the third Hoaglandia Open in which those Historic cards will be legal. Excited to see what Phyrexian Obliterators and Ulamog decks people come up with. We will probably make a point to feature in the first 2 to 3 rounds people who are leveraging cards from Historic Anthology 3. So if you've got a sweet Ulamog ramp deck or like Mono Black Devotion with Obliterator, probably have a little bit higher chance of getting on coverage to start. Of course I'm streaming HA3 release. I think I'm planning to... So I think my schedule for next week is I'm only going to take 1 day off during the week, and then I'm going to take the Sunday off after the Open. So I'm going to be live Thursday and Friday next week. I'm not going to take Friday off like I have been. I'm going to be live Thursday, Friday, and Thursday, Friday are going to be all Historic days all day since we have new cards. And then Saturday obviously will be the Open Series. How's the 4-color Elementals deck? Much worse than Jeskai Luka. We played a Greed Mirror and we lost because you can't outgreed the Jeskai Luka deck. It is king of the castle. Will Friday be a shorter stream? Nah, I'll probably do 6 or 7 hours still. Yeah, I don't think our deck's probably very competitive against mono blue. I do have 4 Mystic Disputes in my sideboard I get to board in. But our deck is super clunky, so kind of a tough sell overall. I actually think Star of Extinction is probably better than some of these other things that don't interact with the board. Mono blue is a very good check for greedy decks like this in this format. Next week, Bob gets his bonus. Sounds good, Bob. As a heads up, on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm going to be doing some sponsored segments for Griftlands to end my streams. So we'll still be doing Magic in the mornings and early afternoon for each of those days, but I won't be able to extend extra Magic time on those 3 days specifically. But Thursday, Friday, if you've got new sweet ones to cut in, going to be all historic all day. Yeah, they wanted me to do 3 2-hour segments. So we're gonna close the stream on Griftland Saturday, Sunday, Monday is the plan. It does both. I played a little bit of it, Corinne. In fact, I'm gonna play a little bit of it off stream so I can get more familiar with it before the sponsored segments. But yeah, there's communication thing aspect to it as well as battles similar to it's a roguelite similar to what's the popular one? Slay the Spire. God, this card is so annoying. Protection for multicolored is so good. My poor Clarion. We'll probably do this into this next turn. Maybe I should lead on fires here actually as bait. Wow, that just happened? Deal. I think I'm actually just declining this. I think Fires isn't super useful at the moment, and I'd rather prioritize having access to more cards that actually impact the board. Anger would be nice in Standard, would it? Like, the aggro decks already struggle to be competitive against Clarion. Giving them a good tool to exile things doesn't sound great. Ah! Feeling lucky, punk. And by that I mean we're gonna get Brazen Borrowered. Well, shoot. Are we dead? Almost dead, not quite. Dead to Curious Obsession. Oh, yeah. All right, if I said that didn't go how I was expected to go, I'd probably be lying. So let's take a look at this deck and talk about some of its issues. The big issue with this is that we're a deck that has 1, 2, 3, 4 sweepers in it and we still just kind of got dumpstered by aggro, which is not okay. And they were kind of good examples of why the aggro decks are good in this format. You can't just hope to play your sweeper on 4 and get away with it a lot of the time. We had a really good suggestion during that set that I think Mind Stone is super, super reasonable. I think getting to your sweepers a turn ahead of time, especially on the draws, a big deal. Yeah, I think I agree with that to a degree. I think if you're looking to do what this deck is doing, Star of Extinction's probably not something you really want. Not playing Teferi Time Raveler is almost assuredly a mistake as well. This is a card that's good against counterspell decks and stuff like that. Yeah, fitting in some castles is a good idea. I almost fit some in, but I ended up not. Like some of these basics could probably easily swap out for some castles. Like cut this, add a blue castle and a white castle maybe. It goes down 1 red source, but that's probably fine, right? We've got 21 red still. Something like that. Maybe trim stars. Maybe just like, if you want star, leave a star in your wish package. As opposed to having a bunch of clunky 7-drops in your main deck. At any rate, it was fun. Decks like this. Like, we often talk about, like, are we looking to be competitive as possible? Are we looking to do the thing? We got to Haphazard Bombardment and blow a bunch of lands up, which is, well, ultimately the goal of the deck. So I consider the set, in general, a success, but these are some things that I think you would want to do if you wanted to try and make the deck a little bit more competitive while still sticking on your theme. I think this is probably what I do, and then add the castles. Probably something like this. This is a do the thing deck, not a we're trying to be a spike deck. All right, what are we doing? We gotta cut the line for blue-black flash in Historic. I'm gonna hit a quick ad roll while I get that imported and get everything set up and flipped over. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.